Your project isn't working at all. You have spent ages developing new features for a product, for your app, but when the results come in, they are really disappointing. People aren't using it, engagement is dropping, and your team is at a loss as to why. Everyone feels deflated. Your manager wants answers, and you are left feeling completely stuck. We know it is a stressful situation for any leader. You feel like you must act, but you try checking all the data again and again, running more A/B testing or tweaking things like color of the button or hoping for a miracle, whatever. But the breakthrough that you need probably isn't hidden in more coding or in more data. It's waiting in a well-organized conversation, and the good news is that there is a way to understand what your users really think, and this approach can rescue the entire project. Let's explore that.
Welcome to Advanced Quality Programs with Juan Navarro. In this podcast, we're going to dive deep into the world of quality and leadership philosophies that drive successful businesses and great leaders to actually apply them to your everyday life. So if you're ready to improve your life, one quality principle at a time, let's get started.
Let's take a look to that situation. And I will introduce you to a manager well known by me called Alex. Alex and his team launched a new productivity feature called Project Canvas. They expected it to change how clients worked, but after the launch, hardly any people used it. The team did what most teams do. They checked the analysis, they checked the data to see where things dropped off. They sent out surveys with multiple choice questions. They tested different onboarding tutorials, but all they learned was what they already knew. People weren't using the feature. The survey answers some things that are bug. Things like it was confusing, it is not for me. More than a survey, it was an interview. The data showed them what was happening, but not why. The team had lots of spreadsheets, but no real insights. It is a common mistake, and it is common to think that more numbers will eventually provide the answers. Often, it just means that you are stuck analyzing instead of solving. Feeling stuck? Alex spoke to senior managers who listened what he said. You are listening to the clicks your users make. It is time to listen what they are actually saying. You need a structured discussion, not another spreadsheet. And there's a 3-step method that you may use. And this wasn't just a casual chat. It was a specific method to dig deeper than that surface feedback Alex was getting. Think of it as a modern, faster version of focus groups, designed to get real answers quickly. So let's go to step 1. Set up the right discussion. You can't just let the conversation happen, and it won't happen by chance. You need to have a clear goal. For example, for Alex, find out if users like our feature or not. That is too vague. Alex's goal was much more useful when he understood it. Understand the emotional reasons users struggle with the project canvas. That is a goal you can build a discussion around. Then you can pick the right people. You just don't talk to your fans. The best insights come from those who struggle using your feature. Alex spoke to users who signed up, tried the feature for a bit, and then left. Then he kept it small. Aiming for 6 to 8 people is reasonable, but small sessions are best for deep conversations. And you can prepare your questions. You need 5 to 10 open-end questions, not just asking, why did you hate the new feature? Why did you hate the software? Start broad to help people to relax. Now, let's go to step 2. guiding the conversation. And this means you are the moderator. Your job is to listen and not to explain or to defend. So set the ground rules. Create a safe space where there's no wrong answers. Stay neutral. During 60 to 90-minute sessions, don't react to criticisms or praise. You are curious about the discussion. You are a curious listener, not a company spokesperson. And you need to dig deeper. If somebody is saying, I feel overwhelmed, don't move to ask, can you tell me more about why you felt that way? Now, step 3, you need to find important insights. Afterward, read through the notes and look for coding teams. We spoke about it some podcasts ago. Not just requests, not just broad message. Look for emotions repeated in words and moments where people got animated. If several people shared the same feeling, you had found a pattern. It is not about statistical proof, numbers, facts. It is about understanding the human experience. Alex's team followed these steps. They recruited 8 users who had given up the project canvas, and they held a 90-minute session. That team's theory was that the feature was too complicated. They expected complaints about the interface and were already planning to redesign the whole thing and the onboarding. At first, the comments matched their expectations. It was a lot, and I wasn't sure where to begin. But then, one participant said something different. It wasn't hard to use. I felt performance anxiety. The moderator leaned in. Performance anxiety? That's a strong phrase. Can you explain? The user replied, when I created a canvas, it was visible to me, but to my whole company. My first draft and my rough ideas were all public, but nobody was watching. I felt like my boss was watching before I even started. Suddenly, everyone in the room agreed. I felt like I was being judged, said another. I didn't want my messy ideas to be public, so I didn't use it anymore, said another one. And here is where the real problem was pumping up. It wasn't complexity. It wasn't the interface. It was fear. The default setting mode of Canvas was visible to everyone before it was finished. The barrier wasn't that technical. It was emotional. This insight never would have shown up in a spreadsheet before it was finished. The fix was actually simple. The team didn't need a big redesign. They just changed the default setting to private to you. And then at the bottom, share with your team when you are ready. After that change, engagement shot up. New users retention tripled in a month. By moving from data reliance to human understanding, Alex's team didn't just fix the feature. They changed the entire culture. Next time you're stuck and your data isn't helping, don't just stare at the spreadsheet. Take a breath and start a structured conversation. The breakthrough is there, waiting for you. Just have to be willing to listen to the real issue. And that's it for today's episode. If you found this method useful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more tips. Share in the comments what is the most unexpected thing that you learned from a simple conversation. Thanks for rating my books, Principles of Quality, Life Quality Projects, and The Quality Mindset. Without anything else, don't forget to hit the bell, stay excellent, keep improving, and remember to start the structured conversation.
One small change triggers everything. Watch how agile thinking works. Inspect, adapt, repeat. Each step builds the next, creating confident, unstoppable momentum. This is the Quality Mindset by Juan Navarro. Get your copy now.